Welcome to the Ministry to You podcast. Welcome everybody to the Ministry to You podcast. This is part of the review. We've started this several times. And so with us today, I wish we could get them both on screen, but I'm not sure how we'll figure that out for next time. But Judd McLeod is joining us from Pearland, Texas. And how are things down there in Pearland, Texas?
Man, things are going well. We've had a really good start to the school year. Just came off a great summer. It was my third summer here, so just nice to have, I know several students enjoyed. We were just glad to have a youth director here for a while, and this third summer was great. We kicked off the school year in a great way, and just excited about what God's got going on down here. So it's been a good week. Had a great district MYF rally. Those of y'all that are in the South District know that we've got great district leadership. A great chance to get together and hang out quite a bit, and so a great worship and district MYF this past Sunday. Looking forward, we're starting up a new series going along with the stewardship campaign of our church this Sunday. So just excited about that for sure.
Awesome. Well, we're kind of blowing and going up here, kind of get back into the swing of things with school starting back and going, and we had just kind of a hangout. Gaga Ball and Foursquare in the air tournament this past week, and so just kind of got together and the kids just played and we just kind of hung out in the gym. On Sunday nights we do more hangout and mission type stuff, and on Wednesdays we do our small groups and such like that. So I had that, and then we're also in the middle of a 6-week series. I'm not sure I'd ever do a 6 or 7 week series again, but it seems a little long after about the 4th week, and we're like looking for something else. But it's not too bad, and we're talking about focusing on what how do we focus. So it was a thing from Download Youth Ministry, but it's a series on focus, and so removing distractions, and then how to focus on prayer and focus on Scripture and focus on others, and so that's kind of our deal we're kind of doing here. We just to give you a little bit of background on, or give everybody else a little bit of background on this, I started the Ministry to Youth podcast, actually the website, a couple of years ago when I started doing youth ministry again. I love blogging and that, and really it was kind of a way to kind of get my my thoughts, the ideas that I had, and put them into some sort of a thing that I could go back and remember what I did. So if I did something good, I could put it on there and go back and remember. And so as I, and the things that didn't work, I would put there too. And so as I did that, I would continually just write those posts and say what worked and what didn't. And then people started reading it, and so it was kind of when you go to church camp and you have those conversations at like 3 in the morning, and you're sharing all these wonderful, great ideas, or in between times that you have a chance to sit and talk with other youth directors and go, hey, what's working, and
during those wind down times, right? You end up just kind of really spilling your guts on whether something's been great. We all love to brag on that, but sometimes we get to spill our guts in that situation about, hey man, we did this and that just really tanked, and whatever you do, don't do that. And the big question usually too, how many lock-ins do y'all do a year, right?
0. I won't ask you. Lock-ins we can say for a whole other show. And so what I wanted to do is kind of find a place that kind of develop it into an idea where all those ideas and conversations could happen virtually. But you also had an idea. We talked about starting a Facebook page, and that's happened. And so tell us a little about what that kind of has entailed.
Yeah, I was thinking about how that all came about, and how now there's this TXCUMC Youth Directors Facebook page that has like 80-something members, and I think where it really came down from was we were at the Youth Specialties National Youth Workers Conference in Dallas a couple years ago, and I'm sitting there, and there was a large group of us, and even Tara Freeman, our conference youth coordinator, was there, and they start calling out, hey, who has the largest group here? And and there was this one church that brought a huge group of people. They may have been around 20 or 25. And I got to thinking, and I was looking around. I was like, here are all of these Texas Annual Conference people here. Why didn't we come together as a group? And I was like, then really, it kind of was like we could have had all these perks and these packages, because this one group that was the largest group got their own meeting space. They got like a special dinner. They got all of these cool little perks. And the first thing I thought about was like, hey, we're Methodists, right? We're supposed to be connected. We could have done this as a large group under the Texas Annual Conference of Youth Directors.
You're doing it as to get the prizes, right?
I would totally wanted just the prizes first and foremost. I mean, of course, that was that little greedy part of me. I was like, and the competitive side. Hey, I want to have the largest group here, and I thought that was just a great way to kind of sneak in and get and doing that. Then right after the conference is whenever I started that page, the Texas Conference Youth Directors page, and people started kind of coming on board and adding and all of that. And the next thing you know, there were some great conversations were starting to happen there, everything from curriculum to camp dates. And we were even working, there's a group here called Youth Workers Connection that, Eddie Irwin and those guys up on the northwest side of Houston do a great job with. And so we kind of even were working with them. And you would see that if you needed to find out something that was going on in the Texas Annual Conference dealing with youth, you could go to our page, you could go to the Youth Worker Connection page and find out all about it. And it's been just a great space and just so much fun. Even if you don't comment on the questions or the issues that come up on there, they're a great read. Sometimes there's something funny, but sometimes there's some really great conversations that theological ideas and program ideas that reflect a little bit of that time that we have at camp where we're winding down and we're talking about things, and it's been fun to see that, whether it be technology, theology, or just being connected in that way.
So as you've kind of monitored that page, what are some of the things that you've seen? You kind of texted me 3 things that you thought were really good conversations that were going on there, but as you see down through that, what are some of the things that you're seeing that maybe we want to go and comment on, or just things that we shouldn't miss?
Well, I was looking at it just yesterday, and kind of what I'd sent you. One of the things, of course, I'm kind of disappointed that nobody has been able to help out Audra up in Spring with anybody read a good resource about Nehemiah lately, and I'm kind of sad that hasn't happened. Maybe we need to kind of dig a little deeper. A couple of things that we talked about. I know Chris Finley has come back to the Methodist fold at First Methodist Humble, and he put a question up there about John Wesley. He was looking for a good John Wesley bio book, and of course there were several good answers for that. I'll definitely show, we are Methodists, and Wesleyan theology is definitely a big part of what we do. It's not all of what we do. I think it's important to kind of inform our kids on where we're coming from with all this. Why do we believe in prevenient and justifying and sanctifying grace and all of that? Definitely, I'll hold this up. This is something Dr. Bill Gandon got me whenever I first started working in Nacogdoches. And Dr. Gandon, of course, is very informed on this Wesleyan theology. And this is a pocket guide, and it is so easy because whenever I would have questions, what do we think about this, or what's a Methodist belief about that, it is right there, and it was easy to find. Everything from grace to tithing to stewardship, all of those deals, and it was right there without having to break out a huge book or going and spending a lot of time with somebody like Dr. Ted Campbell up at SMU to be able to get some information to the kids that's relevant and will help them understand our background, where we're coming from today.
So, and as we're kind of going into this podcast, to kind of give an idea of, I'll put me back on the screen, to kind of give an idea of how we're going to do this, is we'll have an interview section, which we're kind of doing right now. Is kind of let you be the interview section for that deal. And some people we have coming up, I have one that I've already talked to, and you have one, so I'll kind of let you all introduce mine and you introduce yours. Hopefully coming up soon, in a couple weeks, we'll have Marla Matthews. And she does a wonderful job with prayer stations. So a lot of us have done these in our youth groups, or we've seen them at U Army, or seen them at church camp, where you go and you have just an object that you focus on and a scripture. and something that you can do that kind of directs you in the guided prayer. And so she does these for college UM Army and for regular UM Army and for church camp and such, and is one of the best people that I know that does these. And so hopefully we'll get her lined out in a couple of weeks. She's already said she'll do it. We just got to find the right day to do it. And so you have one too, and so I'll get back to you for you can let us know about yours.
Yeah, I'm excited. Looking, hopefully next week everything will work out for us to bring on Chad McElveen. Chad is been down at Cedar Bayou Grace Methodist Church over in Baytown. Has been doing a great job over there with his crew. One, he's a hilariously funny guy. But two, his relationships with his kids is great. You can just tell that he really cares for them. But also, he's found this way to do some really great games. He's extremely creative with his games, whether it be just simple little PowerPoint games that are easy to do as icebreakers. And I'm really excited to see how he comes up with these things. And thankfully, he's one of those guys that he's willing to share those.
And Chad actually has given us some of his games. We have up here on the Ministry to Youth website, and also he posts those up on the TXC UMC Facebook page. And so he shares them with everybody all over the place. After we kind of do a little bit of the interview stuff and we have our special guests come in, a couple of things we wanted to do was, one was a pick of the week, just kind of like one either app or a resource. You already held up a resource, I know, but kind of the official pick of the week.
Right.
And so you had one that you wanted to share, and you shared last week, which I thought was great. And so go ahead and tell us about that one.
Well, I have a couple lined out, but you know what? I'm kind of changing. I'm going to throw you a curveball right here because I do think it's kind of neat what we saw, and this kind of came upon our Facebook page, so kind of promoting that a little bit, if you will. If you go check it out, I have to give credit where it's due. The guys over at First Methodist Bryan had a great idea. Of course, the Taylor Swift song "Shake It Off" gets in your head, it gets stuck in your head, and I do think they have a great story there, how their youth group came together, and they put together this video with that song, tearing up pieces of paper about words that have been used to hurt them. And if you need a great idea, or just if you want to go see something, it's worth going to see it. It's worth this video going viral because I think it would be really cool. But definitely go to the Facebook page and you can find it there. There's even been the news there in Bryan came out and talked with them about that, just this story and this message that they're trying to get out. And I thought it was a great idea. It's definitely one of those I'm like, man, that's brilliant and easy. But you tell it they did some really spend some time doing some quality work with their editing. But it's definitely worth, I think, going and checking it out and probably even showing it to your students.
Well, I was going to share one, and this is just going with the app thing idea. There's an app called Cameo, and there's all sorts of video editing apps and things out like there. But I don't know if anybody uses Vimeo for videos or YouTube or whatever, but Cameo is a little app, and this is kind of what it. This is kind of what it looks like. But Cameo is neat because you can collaborate on a video. And so if you have 4 students and you say, hey, each log into this, they take 6-second videos. The longest length is 2 minutes. The longest length of a clip is 6 seconds. They can video what's going on in the night. It all goes online, so it's not stored on a phone per se. And then you can go through and select which ones you want. You make kind of just a real quick video, kind of just showing from a night of event or something going on like a district rally or something like that. Just kind of a real quick way to put up what goes on. And video, I mean, pictures are great, but video always seems to be something that works really well. I haven't figured out, I think you can then download it from Vimeo if you want to put it on YouTube or something like that. So it's probably not the quickest, most easy way to do that, but I like the part that you can collaborate and it's all stored in the cloud. So you can cover a big event without having to be in all those places at once.
Nice. That's always handy. And man, you're always on the cutting edge of all the apps.
So, well, for me, that about wraps it up. We want to make sure this was about a 15-minute podcast. What do you have to close out? What do you have to say? What do you want to say bye for this first thing?
I'm just excited about what we can do together as far as a conference, as far as a connected ministry. We've all got to feel that at camps, Armies, and all of that. And I know with the hard work that's getting done out there from all over our conference, from small churches and part-time ministries to the big churches. There's just definitely a big impact out there ready to be made, and I'm just thankful to be in it with guys like you, Russell, Marla, Chad, and everybody else that's on that Facebook page that really truly pulls the same way, and it's all about seeing God do some transforming work in some kids.
Yeah. I think this will be a great way. I do want to remind people, if you know of anybody who would be good, who has a great idea to share or something you saw, then let us know so we can find them and get them, and at least either put the idea up on the Facebook page or up on here. So, anything else?
Man, that's it. Look forward to seeing you guys next week.
All right. Talk to you later. Bye.
Bye.